Hey guys, welcome back to Giving Unbothered, the podcast. Cheers. Where is a cheer? Hey.
Sorry, cheers.
Your finger.
Oh no, sorry. Eye contact.
Eye contact, yeah.
No, you do
okay,
that
again. There we go.
Cheers.
Some ASMR.
We are drinking because where are we going tonight, Yelka?
We're going to Tokyo Hotel, their concert, and I'm so excited. My inner child is so happy.
I'm actually very excited to see you there.
Yeah,
I'm going for the support.
Yeah, because you don't even know them. Like, you've never heard of them. They're basically a band from Germany, and I was a massive fan when I was I think I was like 13, 14 years old, because I have family living in Germany, so that's how I got to know them. But then obviously they became famous in the rest of Europe, and I'm just so excited.
She's like, oh my God. I literally got here about an hour ago, and she has so much energy. And I literally came in and she's bombarding me with all these questions, and I'm sat there like, please stop it.
Yeah, I've been yapping away.
She's very excited. It's very cute.
I'm so excited.
Slightly annoying, but very cute.
I feel like that's why you gave me wine to like slow down.
I don't think that's going to help you slow down.
It's probably gonna make it worse.
Whatsoever.
And also, I mean, if you're watching the episode on YouTube, look at how much Alana poured into this glass.
Because you can either get 4 half glasses or just 2 whopping glasses. It saves the steps to the kitchen after you finish.
I mean, true, but people watching now are probably gonna think like, gosh, alcoholics. Anyway, today we have an interesting conversation.
We've not really spoke about this before.
No.
To each other, really.
And to be honest, it's also a topic that I feel like not a lot of people are aware of it, because it's only something not very recent, but only a couple of years ago learned. Like, I didn't really know that term.
What, male gaze?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about today.
Spoiler alert! The thing that I don't particularly like, and I don't have a problem with it, but I think it's kind of just the same concept. On TikTok, it was like when I stopped dressing for the male gaze and started dressing for the female gaze, where like, you shouldn't really be dressing for anyone's gaze apart from yourself. I think that's when the healthiness comes in.
No.
People have been doing it for ages. I say have been doing it like as an active choice, but people have been dressing for the male gaze forever. And like Yelka will get into this as well, because Yelka did some research, which actually I didn't think about that before either. Like when you was talking to me about that earlier, it's basically when you are dressing or putting makeup on or even acting in a certain way to attract men. That's it, really.
And not only like to attract, but also to be validated. We as women are objectified.
Yeah, and I'll own it. When I was younger, I was fine with that because I was getting the validation.
Okay, question then. So you saying that you own it, which totally fair, I did the same. But were you aware at that age what it was?
What I was doing?
Yeah, that you were doing it for the male gaze?
No. I mean, at the time, I would dress and I'd think, oh, men aren't gonna... Or like, I say men, I was obviously younger, so let's say boys. Boys aren't gonna like me if I wear jeans that are like that baggy, and I'd always make sure I'd wear like... I don't even have an arse, guys. I don't have an arse. You know, I'll give myself credit. She's cute. She's cute. But like, I don't have like a gigantic arse. If I'm wearing jeans, people will be like, whoa, you know? But I would still try and wear like the tightest jeans to try and like accentuate anything. I would, if you know, you know, Victoria bombshell padded bra.
Yeah, the Victoria's Secret bombshell bras.
Yeah.
Oof.
Whoa.
Also, we got some photos to share about our...
Yeah, and you can see that bra in action.
I never thought of wearing that as well.
I was thinking, did you not think, like I never did, but if you end up sleeping with a man, then that bra would come off and they'd think, where the fuck did they go? Like, did I not think about that at the time? I don't know. But yeah, like at the time I was doing it because I was like, oh, boys will like me if I like that. But I didn't see it as a problem.
Yeah, no,
I was like, oh, that's normal.
I think that's the thing, because it's become so ingrained in our society, in like how we grow up. But we do want to speak about, obviously we'll talk about the male gaze, what it means, our own journeys, and then also how finding our sexuality, how we dealt with that.
It is, as soon as you come out, for a lot of people, not for everyone, the changes are insane. And
I've seen it for myself.
Pick up on it like
massively.
So much. But sometimes it's like, why are you changing? It's like, I'm not changing, I'm evolving. There's a difference.
And you're getting hotter.
Exactly.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to getting hotter, guys.
Yes. So I'm gonna be reading off my phones if you're watching this, just because I don't want to say something wrong. So what is a male gaze? It's the act of depicting women and the world in the visual arts and in literature from a masculine heterosexual perspective that presents and represents women as sexual objects for the pleasure of the heterosexual male viewer. That's the definition of it, sadly. If you go back generations and generations, you can see it happening from as early on. I mean, probably even earlier, but you could already see it in like the oil paintings. You know how like women were always objectified, nudes, laying down, but that wasn't to empower females. It was because men like to look at that.
I mean, I don't really know what a painting would do, you know? I mean, it's true, that is why they did it, but I don't think they would be like wanking off to an oil painting of a vagina, so I don't really understand the concept of that.
They didn't have a TV back then.
It's the closest they got to porn, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, and nothing against those paintings, because like
Gelka does this every time. As soon as we say something that could possibly, in the slightest chance, upset anyone, she goes, but no shame, no hate, no judgment. I'm like, you aren't going to get cancelled. You are okay.
I know.
It's a safe space.
If you look at more recent, like obviously you have film, TV shows, music videos, you can see that a lot these days as well, where, you know, with like films, it's very obvious when they're showing like cleavage of the women. And when it's like zoomed in. For example, Wolf of Wall Street.
I've never seen that movie.
You've not? She's stunning. And you know what? I only realized like not too long ago, she was quite young when she filmed that. I think she was like 19, 18, 19.
But she looks so much older. Like, they made her up to be so much older. I find it really bizarre, and it must be hard, because like a lot of actresses are like it, when you play roles when you're younger that's such a sexual role.
But then also, if you think about it, sadly enough, the male gaze, they also created like the beauty standards.
Yeah.
In a different way. And it almost like puts women up against each other.
We're so interlinked. I was literally going to say, when I was very much focused on like male gaze when I was younger, I was not a girl's girl in the slightest. Because it is, you feel like you're in competition with women, because since I've been like came out as a lesbian, like that's all that I am. Like, no, all I am is a lesbian. Like, that's all that I do.
That's not coming out correct.
It gets worse every time I say it. The people that I'm involved with are all women. It's such a change, because you don't feel pitted against women. You don't feel any hatred. Like, when I see beautiful women, and I'm inspired by it. Do you know what I mean? But when I was straight and I was dressing for like the male gaze, it would be like, oh my God, they're hotter than me. I need to up a size in my bra. Like,
no, but exactly.
It was competition more than like admiration.
Yeah, because I think it's almost like you can compare it to like the popular girls, you know, like the popular group of girls who for you seem to have it all. Obviously, they probably have their own insecurities and they probably deal with that stuff as well. But it's like when you're slightly looking different in whatever way, whether that's how you dress or your body shape or makeup, like it doesn't even matter. It's almost becoming a competition where you also like feel left out then, because society created these like beauty standards which are created with the male gaze in mind. It's a deep hole.
It is, because we speak about this all the time. I like a really unique face. Like, I like not odd feat's
saying that, and then now she's going after my type.
I'm not going after her type. I can't help it they were attracted to similar looking people. But I like different features. I like someone that doesn't look like everyone.
Conventionally, yeah.
Whereas I feel like the male gaze is very, very conventional.
So to summarize everything we just said, I think it's fair to say that the male gaze has been ingrained, sadly enough, since we were kids, through TV shows, through marketing, everywhere, like anything and everything we see. I'm glad that my frontal lobe has developed now and that I came to realize what it is and how I can change that. So,
but do you know what I think is funny? And maybe some people would disagree, but I don't think men would agree.
Men don't realize it.
No.
They don't realize it. They probably just think like, oh yeah, no, it's good for them. Oh, I have so much to say on this. And I'm going to include this in my story, but I want to hear yours first.
First, I'll talk about appearances, and then I'll get into like actual character, because I think as much as my appearance has changed quite dramatically, I think the main thing that I've really picked up on is my personality changes.
That's
since coming
interesting,
out.
because I feel like most people pick up on like appearance.
Yeah, just like how you dress and things. But oh my god, my personality is switched up, and like other people might not notice. I don't know. We'll see. I have my nipples pierced, if you didn't know. I love them. They're my
I
favourite
love
thing
it.
as ever.
You know what? I thought about that at some point, but I'm too scared.
It's painful.
I've heard it's really painful.
I'd rather
so
get my
scared.
eyeballs tattooed than go through that again. That was horrible. Although I will say, my best healed piercing, which is surprising because they're supposed to heal really badly. Those bad boys were strong healers. Anyway, men, stereotypically, men are either arse men or tit men. Do you know what I mean? That in itself just, can you not just be like a heart man? Do you know what I mean? Like, let's focus on the good things.
A soul man.
Yeah, but then growing up, I then obviously was like, fuck, like I've got no boobs, like literally none at this point. Like I've got none now, but there's like a little bump, you know? There was no bump. I was literally inverted. There was no bump at all. And I was like, I'm gonna save any money I can get. If you know me, that's not gonna work regardless. It was horrible, and you know what, I'll insert a picture now.
If you're listening, go watch it on YouTube.
If you're listening, use your imagination. But the
No, please don't.
please don't. But it was ridiculous. It looked so stupid how I would try and push them up. I'd contour them.
Okay, oh my god, I did a contouring as well. But were you, compared to like the girls in your class, were you like a late boob grower?
So I was a late tit grower. My sister had boobs, and she was only 3 years older than me. But like growing up, like on holidays and things, so I think this is where it all started for me. So we was on holiday. It was a family holiday. I think I was young. Like my sister was 16, so I was 13, and we went to Tunisia, and it was a water park hotel. And we met some girls. They were ages between me and my sister, so they were all around like 13 to 17. And there's a water slide, and you know they're very strict on rules, so you'll have to like set up arms like this. Well, everyone else in the group had tits and I didn't, so the lifeguards let them all go down on their front, obviously so they could all see the boob, and then I went to go down on my front, and they were whistling at me. They were like, no, sit on your back, and I thought,
that is horrible.
I was like, it's just because I have no boobs.
No, wait, that's actually horrible.
Because then, oh god.
Wait, that's, how old were like the lifeguards?
They were probably like 18, 19.
That's so wrong in so many ways.
Because I remember that evening, it was so funny, he like, at the end of the day, when everyone was like by the pool, he like whistled at me, like with the actual like whistle, and I went up to him, and he was like, get your sister to meet me here like this evening. So I went running up to my dad, little Tao, and I was like, Dad, like, and it's because she had boobs. Like that's, if she didn't have boobs, obviously my sister's beautiful, but they were pervs. Like if they didn't have boobs, that wouldn't have happened.
I do feel like though at a young age, when it comes to like boys, the first thing they get like obsessed with is boobs.
Tits, yeah.
Because that's like a thing of like, oh yeah, the female's body, like to boys. I'm not saying that comes from me, but like in movies, and that's also usually like you say, it's like boobs or ass.
Yeah.
But that's so wrong.
And I think that's where it stemmed from, because I was just like, oh my god, like boobs are really important and I've got none.
Isn't it crazy though how like one little moment can impact so much in your life and your mindset and your like self, how you view yourself?
Because like I was 13, I can't remember what people look like at 13. I'm really bad with ages. Like under 18, I've got no idea what.
Me too. I feel like I'm the only one, but I'm always like,
Maddie showed me a kid the other day, which is my sister, and it was like on Instagram, and I was like, how old are they? And she was like 4, and I'm thinking 4-year-olds should still be in like prams. Like
no,
I've got
I know.
no conception
And
of...
especially these days when it gets like 12 and up,
They all look 20.
They all dress so much older.
I know.
Like, if you compare the way I looked at 12 years old, I looked like trash.
Then suddenly I came out to everyone, and it obviously happened as I got older. I feel like you care a bit less when you get more secure in yourself.
It depends though. It depends. Yeah.
It does. But I think because I got more secure in myself at this point, around like 18, I was like, you know what? My body's fine. Like, I'm okay. And then when I started dating women, obviously women have boobs. And lesbians can obviously find certain things attractive. Like, I'm just personally not... I won't see like a random girl and I won't be like, oh my God, her tits. Like, if I'm with you and I'm already kind of connected with you, then I'd find your body really attractive. But like, it's not something that I really look at.
Yeah.
But when I came out as gay, then I was like, you know what? I'm going to ditch the bras in general. I don't need it. They're just hurting me. I don't need it. So I got my nips pierced. And I think having the nipple piercings made me so much more confident because I'm now embracing it, you know?
Yeah.
Because remember when I got them done, Mum was like, but you're insecure about your boobs. Obviously, she's never said I should be. She's always said like there's nothing wrong with you. But she was like, why are you now wanting to bring attention to something? Because obviously, not wearing bras on its own, you can see your nipples.
Yeah.
And you can now definitely see my nipples.
Which also, can we touch on that? Not wearing bras. That's a whole step to take. When I went from like, it took me not a lot, but like. Because we both came from wearing Victoria's Secret bombshell bras to them not wearing bras and being confident in that.
Yeah.
That is such a journey and so much growth. And now I wouldn't want to have it any other way. I fucking hate bras now.
Yeah, they're horrible. And I feel good without wearing a bra.
Yeah.
Like, I feel hot. Like, I don't... Some people might look, because some people don't like it, and some people like, put your nipples away, especially because obviously they're pierced, they're hard all of the time. And... I'm like, I don't care. I'm comfortable and I feel hot in myself.
Yeah.
Like, I do not give a shit if you think that's attractive or not.
I only started to realize this a couple of years ago when I started to figure out my sexuality.
Yeah, because your shift changes, your focus changes. You think, oh, actually, I'm no longer dressing to attract men. So suddenly, what am I wearing? What am I dressing?
Yeah.
Because suddenly I'm like, oh, I actually don't have... that's not needed anymore. So do I want to continue wearing stiletto heels and bombshell bras and then you're like, what the fuck do I wear?
Ahead of this episode, I sent Alana some photos. I was like, this is how I used to dress myself when I was...
heels were rookie.
But I insert photos coming in now. I do, if you're listening to this episode, please watch the episode as well. I feel like it makes this episode much stronger. And it's also quite funny and tragic. Looking back now, I didn't realize at the time, but like I was in a relationship at that time with my ex-boyfriend, or like boyfriend at the time, and so much happened in that relationship that looking back now I was like, that was all the male gaze, and I don't think he even realized that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give some examples which are pretty fucked up, so go with it. One of them was he had a tattoo on like his lower arm, and he asked me, and obviously I'm nothing against him in a way of like I agreed to doing it, but it's also because I didn't know any better. Also, mind you, I was 18, 19. I got with him when I was only 17, so like there's a lot to say on that as well. And he had a tattoo on his lower arm and he wanted a photo to show off on his Instagram, and he took a photo of like holding his arm out with his tattoo with me sitting naked in the bed with my bum in the background.
That is disgusting.
I feel pain for my younger little self.
Because this is what I don't understand with that. That is your girlfriend. That is someone that you're wanting, because at that point, you're trying to build a future with, someone you take very seriously.
Yeah.
That is not, you're getting treated like an object. Like, yeah, look at this naked my bed.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Like I'm so compassionate towards my younger little self because I feel like And like I said again, I take my part into that as well. So I'm not gonna be here sitting now and like complaining and be like, oh my God, he did this to me. Because like I agree to those
But
things.
you
But
were
also
young.
I was young, I didn't know any better. And at that time I was just so caught up in like whatever my bubble was, whatever my
Yeah.
reality and my world was, with him included. And there was also like many times, and we've spoken about this before, where he told me like to wear heels, to wear eyeliner, to wear, put on red lipstick, to curl my hairs, insert photo. I feel like even if you look at those photos, I was like 19 at that time, and I almost look like older than I do now when I'm like
He
29.
tried to really old you up and to like mature you in a way, but it wasn't. It's not even mature looking. It's just it's
Sexualizing, it was
yeah.
sexualizing thing, and also like the boob job thing.
Yeah.
So I felt so insecure for the longest time about my boobs, just because of that specific relationship, because he wouldn't make any comments towards me specifically, but then it's also like, for me it's also connected to like being in the modeling industry, where it's a thing of like, oh, having proportion in your body and all
Yeah.
of that. And then again, the modeling industry is also connected to the male gaze, because a lot of that is happening through the male gaze. But I am so glad I didn't go through with my boob job, because I fucking love my boobs now. I
As you
love
should.
being flat. I love having mosquito bites.
But also with the clothes that we wear, we wouldn't really suit any other figure,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
Because like, but this is another thing that really pisses me off and riles me up when it comes to women's bodies. A lot of my friends have gigantic boobs, huge boobs, and obviously when I'm next to them, I'm like, well, like girls not hit puberty yet. And we could wear the exact same top, and if I went on a night out, I can guarantee to you, people would look at me in the top and be like, oh, that's a nice top. People would look at
Yeah.
my friend in the exact same top and be like, like her boobs are out, she's not even much to the imagination. And it's like, women have boobs, we can't help it. Like, it's not a sexual thing. Tits are literally there for you to suckle for milk. You sucked on your mum's tits and you're sitting there sexualizing a girl's tits
Yeah.
at the club. It makes no sense to me. And it's like, to also shame someone based on a top they're wearing, just like I can't help that I've got no boobs, they can't help they've got massive boobs.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not, I don't understand it. I don't get the whole like, they're a for wearing that. They've got a body, they can show it or not show it however the fuck they want to. Like, it's literally not your business.
Yeah. No, definitely.
Just like to get that out there. Really,
Cheers.
yeah.
But yeah, I do want to, I mean, you kind of touched on it, like how your behavior changed, your style changed since finding out you're gay. Do you want to say anything more about that?
Yeah, I need to say about my behaviour changes, because this is a bit that really gets me. I naturally am a very outspoken, harsh person.
We love it.
And you know what? I love that about myself. Like, it doesn't appeal to everyone, which is so okay. I honestly think that if you are liked by everyone, part of me feels like you're a little bit fake. I don't think it's natural to be liked by everyone. Not anyone can literally tick every single person's box. And I'm a very harsh person. I say things how it is. If I'm not entertained by what you're saying, I'm not going to act like I'm entertained. But I think when I was trying to attract guys, I suddenly had to act quite soft, and that I found everything so funny.
Oh my
and
gosh.
I was never an authoritative figure. I was very just light and like girly and just like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a victim, you know?
Yeah.
Like, come save me. And I think that's...
Because men love to save
be
women.
the hero, and to...
Ugh.
I would try so hard to be like, no, because they're gonna like girls that are a bit more submissive. And I think that's the word now, is I'm a lot more dominant now. Not in like, not saying like, oh, in sex and this and that, like in that respect, but just in day-to-day life, I'm very sure of myself. I'm not changing to appeal to anyone else.
I did want to say that because that's something I've seen in myself as well, a switch as to like when I realized I like women as well. It's like with men, we care so much about how they perceive us, and if we and if we fit into like whatever they are looking for at that time. Whereas to like with women, I feel like we are just so much more accepting.
Yeah.
And we're just like, I genuinely, with women, I'm myself, and I'm like, you take it or you leave it. And I don't know if that has to do specifically with like finding out about the male gaze and my sexuality, or just like becoming older and becoming more confident in like the person I am. But that's definitely something I've noticed in myself as well.
But yeah, that was a very big thing for me. And also, this kind of then links back to appearance. Stereotypically, suits, ties.
Fucking love a suit and a tie. So hot.
They're very masculine. And I would always think that outfits like that were so cool. Like, I'd see on social media, like, people, obviously straight women can wear them too, but I would see a lot of, like, lesbian figures wearing these really cool outfits, and I would be like, oh my god, I would love to wear that. But I know that if I rocked up, because at that point I had a boyfriend, if I rocked up to like a party wearing a suit or like a cool like a tie, they'd be like,
like a party.
If I rocked up to a party wearing a suit, if I rocked up to a house party to Prees wearing a suit, they'd be like, put your crop top and Joni Topshop jeans on. Why are you wearing this suit? Whereas, like, something is so, like, empowering. If I'm walking in the street in, like, a suit, you know what? I'm not a fan of heels. I'm really not. But I have, like, heeled boots.
Okay, but they're sexy.
Yeah, they're sexy. I like that you can hear me coming. And I used to... No, I really...
What?
No.
It's like, hold up, rewind.
Well, that never happens. I thought I fucking wait. I was thinking, what did I say?
I like that you hear me coming.
I like that you hear me coming. I like that you can hear me on my way, trotting.
I'm so gonna keep this in.
Because I think that I'm quite tall for a girl, especially when I'm standing straight and my posture's not awful. And I think I would always... Men wouldn't like that when I was growing up. Because obviously boys are still growing when you're like 16 as well, and like 18. And I was like, there are a lot of them...
It makes men so
emasculated.
Yeah, like... not confident.
Yeah. So then I would be like, okay, I need to wear like the flattest shoes as possible, like if I was around them. Whereas like now, I wish I was taller. If I could be over 6 foot, I would so happily be over 6 foot. I want to be the tallest person in this room.
No, definitely. I don't really wear heels anymore. The only pair of heels I really I have like a few, but I only really wear them if I have like a casting for a modeling job.
Yeah.
I now found the empowerment in heels if I do decide to wear heels. It's no longer anymore for like anyone else.
Yeah.
It's because I feel confident in them myself, and it's because I want to. But I've definitely also like have had my little journey when it comes to like finding my fashion and behavior. I don't know if I have like specific things as to you with my behavior, but I just think like I've become more, I come up for myself more now.
You're very like, you're sure of yourself. I feel like you know your character.
Yeah, and that took me a long time.
Yeah, and I think that comes from, you're no longer, because when you have validation from people, you don't really need to have confidence or self-assurance, because you get that when other people compliment you.
It's fine if you do all of these things, you know, like it's totally okay to wear short dresses, to wear high heels, to do all of that. If you know you're truly doing that because you feel confident in yourself and you're not looking for external validation. If you're doing it fully because you just know like that's how you feel confident and like you love doing it, that's totally fine. It just becomes like a slight issue, slightly, if you're doing it to get external validation from your love interest. But I have, so in like that whole time when I was still considered straight, straightish, I was I was doing a lot for the male gaze.
Yeah.
So much in the way I was behaving. I was such like, not specifically a shy person, but more like a yes person.
Yeah, sheep.
Yeah, a sheep. I wouldn't come up for myself. Like with the story I said earlier about the whole tattoo thing, did I feel comfortable? No. Did I do it? Yes, because I didn't come up for myself. I didn't know who I was as a person. I didn't fully like realize that. I mean, look at me now. I'm baggy. And like, even if I don't wear baggy clothes, like, and also I feel sexy in baggy clothes. It's not a thing where I like wear baggy clothes because I feel insecure. No, I fucking feel myself. I feel sexy and I wear it because I truly feel confident in baggy clothes.
You feel good. Like confidence genuinely goes such a long way. Like someone can see that you're confident and that is attractive. Like, I
Yeah.
could be wearing such a bog standard outfit, but if I walk into a room with so much confidence, feeling comfortable and happy within myself, I used to think that was a lie. I honestly used to think, like, that is bullshit. It is so, so true. I have probably got the most attention when I've not been searching for it, when I've not actively, like, put on an outfit that I'm like, people are going to like this.
Yeah.
And I've just wore something that I know I look good and cool, but, like, I like what I'm wearing myself. I feel comfortable. I'm happy. I'm doing my own thing. And then people can see that and they're like, that's a really attractive quality.
No, exactly. And so often as well, like, when I see someone who's, I don't give a shit, maybe in sweats, I'm like, you're so fucking hot.
Yeah. So naturally cool. I find that so cool.
Exactly. But that's what I mean. Like, I feel like I've really grown into myself and, like, finding myself as a woman, but also obviously, like, figuring out I do like women as well. That helped me really, like, to pull myself together in a way of, like, it's just, like, okay to be yourself. You don't have to dress to get external validation, because in the end, it doesn't matter who the fuck you dress for. You have to be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
The whole takeaway of this episode basically is, like, if you feel currently very insecure with where you are, with how you dress, and, like, if you recognize in yourself that you're dressing for external validation, see where exactly that comes from. Dress for yourself, go out like that, and genuinely not give a single fuck of what anyone, that was double anyone has to say that you come across, because eventually you will find the people that take you for who you are.
Yeah.
Like, you genuinely will do. And that's, like, nonetheless, like, whatever your sexuality is, dress for yourself, behave for yourself, just truly be your authentic self 100% in every single day, and eventually you will find the people that appreciate you for who you are.
And this also applies to friendships. Like, it's not just about fitting in for the gender that you're attracted to. Like, I've tried to fit in with so many people that I wanted to be friends with, and I'm like, this isn't my space. Like, I'm not being authentic, I'm not being myself, I'm dressing and acting and laughing at things that I don't find funny, and that's the one thing that really pisses me. I hate that. I hate when you have to laugh at something that's not funny and you're like, I'm actually quite like angry at what you just said. And I think it's just being so true to who you are and sticking to what you know that you are, because it's so easy to get swayed. And when you already have your family and people in your life, and I think when you sway to fit into other people's standards, all you're doing is not being not truly fitting in there, and losing the people here because you're then no longer the person that they love.
No, exactly. To follow up on what you said as well, is, like, in friendships or even, like, romantic relationships, it doesn't always have to be, like, you don't always have to show up as 100%. You just need to find the people that appreciate you, whatever phase you're going through in life. Whether you're showing up as 100 or 50%, if you're struggling, everyone has bad days. Everyone struggles with themselves. And the people who truly love you, see you for the person you are, they will take that. And that's what you are to me.
That's what you are to me.
Well, that's a beautiful way to end this episode. Thank you so much for coming back to our channel or Spotify, wherever you found us.
Wherever you are.
We appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed listening or watching. And if you did, don't forget to give us 5 stars on Spotify, thumbs ups on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube, subscribe to our Spotify.
God, she needs to stop the wine.
It's getting so much, guys.
I know.
But yeah, thank you so much, and we hope to see you next week again. Bye.